Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have already gone through in a video my favorite makeup products from 2021. Now I mentioned in that same video that I had every intention of filming a favorite skincare products of 2021, and that is what we're gonna do today. Now with the makeup, and I wasn't always successful, I tried to make it things that launched in 2021. For skincare, I'm not going to do that. I am going to focus on things that I started using in 2021, no matter when they actually launched. I have quite a few products. I feel like 2021 was the year of skincare for me, so I am not going to wait any longer. Let's jump right into my favorite skincare products this year. If you aren't aware, or if you're new to my channel, I am 41 years old. I have typically normal to sometimes dry skin. If I have dryness, it is usually from my tretinoin use. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I am just going to take out whatever pops out of this bag. So the first one is one that I think I started using in 2021. This is the Osmosis Rescue. This is the only one that I wasn't sure. I could have possibly started using this last year, but this is an epidermal repair serum. Basically, what I find this does for me is it really helps the barrier of my skin. It helps with inflammation. It helps with my redness. That's what I have seen as a result of using this product. I feel like my breakouts kind of go away quicker when I use this. Again, my redness is dialed down. I just really enjoy this. I've gone through multiple ones. The only downside to this is I feel like I go through it very quickly. I use one pump a night, and this is probably my 4th or 5th bottle. But other than that, I really like it. I've talked many times before, I cannot use really anything else from Osmosis but this product. The other one, something is in it that does not like my skin, or my skin does not like it, or whatever, but my skin tends to break out using other products. I don't have an issue with this. So if you are also in that camp where you've had some issues with breakouts using Osmosis, I would still recommend giving this a try. It has very few ingredients, but the ones that it does have truly seem to work for my skin. The next one is a very new product to me. I just started using this last month, but I can already tell that I like it, so I wanted to talk about it. And this is the Medicate Crystal Retinal 6. So I am a huge lover and user of Curology tretinoin cream. Mine has azelaic acid and niacinamide in the formula as well. And I have been very open about that. I have used that for probably going on 2 years now. But I wanted to try this. This is actually a Retinaldehyde, which is a step down from Retin-A, a step up from Retinol. And in the winter, sometimes I can just get super flaky from my Retin-A use. So I was like, maybe I can alternate, right? Because I'm not giving up my Curology. That is the gold standard. I know that some people say that Retin-A is not good for your skin, but there are so many studies of it being the gold standard in anti-aging ingredients. I have had no issues with it. I have used Retin-A off and on for the past probably 8 or 9 years. But I wanted to maybe switch it up a little bit and see if the flakiness was dialed down a little bit this year. So I will use this one night, my Curology one night, this one night, my Curology. Now they have different strengths in this. They have, I believe, 1, 3, 6, and 10. I think they even have a 20, but you can only get that in office. When I reached out to Medicate and asked them, I said, you know, this is the strength of tretinoin I use. What would you suggest? They recommended starting out with 6. So that's what I've used. It smells really good. It has like a soft vanilla scent. It doesn't have any added fragrance to my knowledge. I need to go back, but I don't think they do. Medicate's just a really stand-up skincare company, in my opinion. I have used a lot of things from them, and I've liked all of them. This is a product that I've talked about a lot too. This is my 2nd bottle that I have used this year. This is the Clarity RX Brighten It 10% Lactic Acid Solution. I cannot use as a rule. Now there are some toners that I have that maybe have glycolic in it, but it's not just like a straight glycolic toner. I can't use as a rule straight glycolic. Lactic is my best friend when it comes to AHA and chemical exfoliation. So that is what I use, and I love this Clarity toner because it is simply that. It's just 10% lactic acid. I use this twice a week. and it is just enough for me to feel like I truly exfoliate my skin without over exfoliating it. So lactic acid is a bigger molecule than glycolic, so it's not going to go as deep into the skin, but it's still going to exfoliate. And it even has some hydrating properties in it as well. So if you can't use glycolic, I really suggest lactic acid, and this has been my favorite one. Again, I have gone through almost 2 of them. This will be my second bottle, and for only using it twice a week, you can see that this is definitely my favorite exfoliation product for the year. I'm going to talk about a standout brand to me that I started using in February of 2021, and that is Chantecaille. I know Shantikai can be expensive. I'm not going to do this whole, I feel like I do this whole spiel every time I talk about them because somebody will comment and be like, but it's just so expensive. I get that. And there are many, many, many price points that I'm going to talk about today. I am okay spending the money because they're a very philanthropic organization. I love what they stand for and I really love their products. And for people who also want to kind of dive into their skincare, I wanted to talk about these products because I tried a lot of products from them this year. These are my 4 favorite, and they are all pretty much, all but one, from the bio-lifting kind of category, the line within the Chantecaille brand. The first is the bio-lifting serum. And this is basically a peptide serum. It's full of botanicals and peptides that are really going to help in the anti-aging process. Peptides, even Amber spoke about this when she was on my channel a few weeks ago, especially this time of year when the weather for most of us is like drier and colder. Peptides, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, that kind of things is what we really want to be putting on our skin to help plump it up. And this is a great peptide serum. I'm almost out of it, but I've had no issues with any of these products, or they wouldn't be in my favorites, but just really soothing, but it sinks in really well. It's not going to sit on top of your skin. So I've been liking that. The 2 other things that I've been using probably the most from the line are the bio-lifting mask and cream. So, hopefully the lights will be able to show you. I have used a big chunk of this, and when I tell you do not need a lot, you do not need a lot. That tells you this jar should last anyone, at least I would say 9 months. You can see on this side, I've gone down pretty far. And then the mask, I have also used a bigger chunk of the mask. So I like the mask and the cream. I use them both as moisturizers. So the mask is something that when I first got it, I would use it as an actual mask. But then the more that I used it, the more I was like, I just really like how this feels. I'm going to use a little bit less and leave it on overnight. So, when Angela was talking about this in our last live with Abby, Angela, and myself, she was talking about how the effects of this, the lifting effects of this mask last up to 72 hours. So what I do is I'll use this kind of as a moisturizer every 2nd or 3rd day. And then in between, I will rotate through some other moisturizers, but I really like this one as well. It's not as long lasting or necessarily as instant as the results of the mask, but it still sinks in so well. It's a great moisture, like the amount of moisture that it gives my skin is perfect. I mix both of these with an oil. Should have brought the Chantecaille rose oil in here because y'all know how much I love that. It's almost gone. But any oil that I'm using, I will mix these with and have really been enjoying them. And then finally, the one product this year that I actually finished from Chantecaille and got another one is the Stress Repair Concentrate. This is their eye cream. And to be able to finish it within 1 year and need another one shows how much I used it, because you don't need a ton of product at all. The tiniest amount that's going to last you a very long time. But this is a caffeine eye cream. It's got the botanicals. It's got all the good stuff, but it really, really works well for me in the morning, especially. It's not overly moisturizing. It doesn't leave a film under my eyes, but that caffeine really works instantly to depuff. It helps brighten my under eyes, I feel like. Now that's temporary. I'm not really under the assumption that any other eye cream is going to have lasting effects on darkness, especially genetic darkness like I have, but it's really, really good. Now, the next product that I'm going to talk about is an eye cream that was more towards the end. I started using this. It launched in October. I started using it the very beginning of September because they sent it to me early to test it out. And that is the Color Science Total Eye Firm and Repair Eye Cream. This is so good. So in the month of September, I used only this. I used this morning and night, and that's it. And I loved it so much. In October, I started using this in the morning, and then I would use my Elastin at night. And I honestly feel like my under eyes may have looked better using this twice a day. And I love my Elastin. Y'all know it's one of my very favorite eye creams. But there is the before and afters of this product speak for themselves. It is so good. So much science goes behind everything Color Science do. I really, really appreciate the products that they put out there. They don't throw products out every month. They really make sure that what they are putting out is something they have researched a very long time. They know it's going to be effective, and this is no exception. The Total Eye Firm and Repair Cream is so good. Right now, I think it might be in my #1 spot. I love the Stress Repair Concentrate. Don't get me wrong. This also has caffeine in it though, and there's just something about it that I think it might be in my #1 spot. Speaking of Color Science, they also, I believe that was this year, came out with their Unforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Flex. So this is a tinted sunscreen SPF 50. It's mineral. I have the shade medium. They sent me out little lab samples before they launched this of all the shades, and it's great. They have I believe four different shades, and it is a sunscreen that comes out white, but it has, if you look real close, it's got little pigment spheres within it so that when you keep rubbing it in, it turns into a tint. This is great coverage in my opinion. When I wear this, I don't feel the need to put a foundation on top of it. It is my favorite for like those no makeup days where I just want something that's not going to be too luminous because it doesn't dry down too luminous, but it's also not flat matte, and it just gives me great coverage. Now, they also came out with the Unforgettable Total Protection Face Shield in matte as well, and this is SPF 50. This is one shade, but it does have a very slight tint to it. If you can see, a little bit of a tint, but it does dry down a little bit more matte. Like, it's definitely not luminous. So if I know I'm kind of wanting to have a luminous foundation on one day or something like that, I am going to use this, especially if I want that little bit of a tint to my face. So love these. Honestly, I love every single SPF that Color Science has come out with. Their original face shield, I've gone through about 3 of them. And speaking of a matte sunscreen, if you want super matte, I found this year as well, and this is my second one. This is from Supergoop, and it is the Mineral Matte Screen SPF 40. So it is a mineral sunscreen, and this is matte. I had said in 1 month that, like a favorites 1 month, how much I love the SkinCeuticals. It's the matte physical, I can't remember what the exact, it's in my empties, which I need to do one. Can't remember the exact name, but it is a matte kind of thicker, goes on more as like a moussey primer. And then I tried this one like 2 weeks after that, and I like this one even more. And it's, I believe, well, I think the SkinCeuticals wasn't that expensive. The only thing that I don't like about this, and I'll show you what it looks like, it's very, very moussey, okay? And it has what appears to be a tint, but when you rub it in, it really doesn't do much to like cover anything up. It's the least coverage of any of the sunscreens that I have on, but when you want to feel smooth and like everything is filled in, but you don't have any luminosity on the face, this is the one to go to. I love it. It works really well under a foundation. The only bad thing is that it's small compared to other sunscreens. Like, not compared to this one. This is 1.8, but I have some other sunscreens that are like 3 ounces. This is only 1.5. So I could plow through this in like a month, no problem, if I used it every single day, which I do switch up my sunscreens very often. But I think even not using it every day, my first one was gone in like 6 weeks. So it is going to be something you maybe go through a little faster than some of your other sunscreens. But if you have oily skin, or if you just don't want luminosity on top of luminosity on top of luminosity, I would definitely check that out. I have 2 other serums, and then I'm going to finish out the video with, hands down, my very favorite product of 2021. This one is the Epionce Intense Defense Serum. So this is something I started using probably about 6 weeks ago. I don't, on the nights that I exfoliate with the Clarity, I don't use my Curology or my Medicate. I just don't. So this has vitamins A, B, C, D. It's got extracts. It's got niacinamide. It has hydrating oils. It is like your all-in-one serum, right? So on the nights that I use my Clarity, I'll go in with the Osmosis Rescue. After that, this, and then I'm done. And I have really been enjoying it. I love Epionce as a brand. I also have been using their intense, I think it's the intensive moisturizer. I will link that down below. I didn't bring it in here, but I love that as well. I think Epionce is a great brand that I don't hear enough about. So I'm going to link this. I do have a coupon code for it. Great brand. I think no matter what you get from that, you're going to be happy with it. Next to last is from Bay Harbor Beauty. This is their Ceramide and Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I talked about this in my video with Amber. This is an amazing moisturizing serum. That's what it is. This gives moisture to the skin. It has ceramides in the very top of the INKEY list. It has beta-glucan, it's got hyaluronic acid. It is going to moisturize your skin without feeling tacky or too heavy. It is really, really nice for a very great price point. So definitely check this out if you are looking for another serum or a new serum to put in your moisture step, your hydration step, because this is so good. Okay, let's talk about the best product, hands down, which I don't foresee myself ever not having in my routine, that I started using in 2021. And when I talk about this product, this right here is truly my favorite product, but the entire line. I didn't want to bring out the entire line that I have because it would make this even longer than I'm sure it already is. But I did a video on the entire line of Neogenesis about 8 months ago. I'll put it up in a card. If you don't know about this line, or if you're interested to learn more, definitely check out that video. But the standout product that I have repurchased and repurchased and repurchased is the Recovery Serum. This is the Neogenesis Recovery Cellular Repair Serum. It is a stem cell serum. It is oncology approved. I know a lot of people, if they have any kind of skin cancer in the past, or they feel like they might because of genetics or whatever, they're very wary of using growth factor serums because they are sometimes said to maybe stimulate the growth of those skin cancer cells. This stem factor technology does not do that. It is oncology approved. It is the best serum I have ever used. And the reason I know that is because my skin looks better now than I feel like it did 2 years ago. I feel like as I get older, my skin looks better. I'm attributing it to all of these products that I'm talking about, but really to this one, because I can continue to use all of these products. If I run out of this and I leave it for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks and I start using another growth factor serum in its place thinking, oh, I can wait till I repurchase that, I can tell a difference in my skin. My skin looks more dull. It doesn't look like it's replenished, because that's what I feel like this does. Recovery is the perfect name. It just recovers anything bad that is happening on my skin. And it makes it look not dull. It makes it look refreshed. It makes it look healthy. And once I repurchase this and I start using it again, my skin is back to where I want it to be. I can't talk enough about this. Now, they do have a couple of serums within this stem cell technology line. They have Skin Serum, which is 20% of the skin stem cell technology. They have the Booster Serum, which has added hydration properties and is 40%. And then they have this, which I believe is 70% of the stem cell. I'm extra in all forms of skincare, so I like the Recovery, but I also love the Booster and Skin. They're different price points as well. I think you're going to be happy with any of them. So definitely, hands down, the very best product that I have tried in 2021 as far as skincare goes. So hopefully you enjoyed that video and it gave you a good idea of all of the good stuff that I have added to my routine this year. Gave you some ideas of maybe some new products to start your 2022 off with. So as always, I want to know what your favorite product was in the year of 2021 as far as skincare goes. I will have everything listed down below. I do have quite a few discount codes for many of these products, so be sure and check those out as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane, and that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.